Hey y'all, today we have lion's mane mushroom on the menu. So that's what we're going to be doing today is a stir fry with adding a vegetable stir fry with veggie noodles. So first we have the onions and the cabbage, and we're going to throw a bell pepper up in there. Cut that bell pepper on up. Cut up some zucchini, and we're going to add the zucchini in the mix as well. So now we're going to cut up the lion's mane, cut that up into pieces. You want to get into small chicken chunks as you would in a regular lo mein dish. So it's going to be like, this is going to be like a chicken lo mein stir fry, but instead of chicken, it's going to be the lo mein's mushroom. This is my first time trying lo mein. I meant the lion's mane mushroom. So we're going to give this a try and see if we like it. So we're going to cut this up and we're going to cut the bad parts off those pieces because I have had it for just a little bit longer than what I would have liked to start cooking it as. But hey, we're going to make it do what it do because it's still some good. So we're going to cut those pieces up and we're going to get those pieces the size that we want to put in our lo mein. We don't want bulky, big pieces because I really don't know how this mushroom texture will be. So I wanted to get it kind of small, but not that small because I still want to taste it. So we're just going to cut those little pieces up and get those ready to be thrown in. Well, actually, we just cut up. We're basically preparing things first. So that's what we're doing now, just making sure everything is cut up so that y'all don't have to wait for me to cut up every single thing. But I did want y'all to see that lion's mane because that was different. So that's what we're doing now. This is my first time trying it with that. So I wanted y'all to see what it looked like when it's cut up. So yeah, that looks good. We got some good chunks that's going to turn into some chicken. So now we're going to put, of course, some grapeseed oil in the frying pan because y'all know I only stir fry with grapeseed oil. So we're going to put some grapeseed oil in the bottom. Not too much, but enough so that it'll coat the veggies that we're going to put in here. And we're going to start with the onions and the bell peppers. We're going to have those added in there. Make sure that the frying pan is at a good temperature to go ahead and add that stuff. Because, excuse me, we want immediate sizzle. So we're going to add those veggies up in there. Basically, you already know how I am. If you watch any of my videos, I love onions. So I make sure to saute them before I put anything else in there because I like for the onion to go ahead and get its juices going. And I love the way bell pepper tastes. So we're going to go ahead and we got this Greek seasoning. This is no secret to any of my videos that we're going to put in there. Also some sea salt, which is also a regular. I basically cook with almost the same seasons every single time. So y'all already know. So next we got some black pepper. Can't go wrong with any black pepper to a stir fry, especially when you're sauteing your onions and your bell pepper. So that's what we're doing right here. And of course, the famous garlic powder. So we're going to add some garlic powder, not too much because we're going to be adding seasoning throughout the cooking dish. So we're just going to make sure we add enough to season it well enough so that when we add everything else in there, we still can, season everything else lightly. So we're going to stir fry that up, mix all that together, have everything mingling and getting to know each other as usual. Y'all already know. And we're just going to get that heated up and get that mixture going and make sure because we're going to add the cabbages in next. And because the cabbages take a little longer, I don't have to saute my onions and bell pepper that long before I add the cabbages in. So that's what we're going to do. Just going to keep on stirring that around and get that to sizzling and cooking good. It already smells delicious already. So I'm already knowing once we get everything done and mixed together, this is going to be a delicious dish. I just don't know about this lime mane mushroom yet because this is our first time. So we're just going to keep on doing what we're doing. And that is mixing up and sauteing the onions and bell pepper. So that's what we're doing now. So we got that good and heated. Got everything smelling good. I can tell this is going good. We're going to go ahead and add some cabbages up in here because you can't really do a stir fry without some cabbages. Those cabbages are so good when you mix in those onions and those bell peppers with that cabbage. So that's what we're doing right here. We're going to add in the cabbages. And the cabbages do take a little while longer. So as I'm preparing the next dish, I'll probably put the cabbage on my other stove so it can be cooking so that everything don't take so long. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and make sure that the cabbages are broken up into smaller pieces because I don't cut up everything the same size. And once I notice it in the pan, I'm like, oh, that's too big. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just checking to make sure that all the pieces are, kind of the same size, not too big. So we're just going to get to mixing all of that up together, mixing the onion and the bell pepper with the cabbages, because once all this stuff gets to getting just marinated and mixing together, it is just delicious. So that's what we're doing now. We're stir frying that and putting that together. And we're going to let that continue to just heat and cook together. And I'm going to add some more grapeseed oil just to make sure that the cabbages don't stick to the pan, because when this stuff starts to absorb the oil, and depending on how high the temperature is, that oil can disappear very quickly. So we're going to keep on stirring it around and making sure that it's not too dry, and making sure that everything is just equally coated. And go ahead and make sure that everything is just, so that's when I'm going to add the grapeseed oil now. Excuse me. I'm going to add the grapeseed oil, not too much, although that does look like a lot, but it's not a lot, because how long I cook my cabbages, because mind you, I don't want them too soft and soggy. I still want them to have a little crunch to them, but because it's so much in the frying pan, that amount of grease is going to be just fine. So we're going to keep stirring that up and mixing that all together, making sure everything is coated, so that you can actually, it has like a little shimmer or a shine to it while you're cooking it. That's when you know you got enough. It's not like you just see a lot of liquid left at the bottom. You see it on the actual vegetables, not just laying in the pan like a pond. It's actually on the vegetables that you cook it, so it's not too greasy. So we're going to set that to the side, and next we're going to add the lion's mane mushroom. Now, I coated the pan already with the pan butter, because I heard that you're supposed to just put it in a dry pan, and I just didn't feel comfortable just putting it in a dry pan. So I went ahead and put some butter in it so that it would not stick, and plus I like the taste that the pan butter spray adds to all my dishes that I use it with. So by this being our first time experiencing with lion's mane mushroom, we just experimenting to see how this turns out. So they said that you're supposed to cook this until there's a little brown, and I see that that's already happening. So I'm kind of getting excited now, because it's actually starting to look like chicken. And us trying to limit our meat intake, or trying to go vegan and plant-based, it's not that we're substituting to have chicken. We're so used to eating chicken that we have to find something that's filling. And I guess like our mind, not actually, but until we just get used to these dishes where we can say not fake chicken, or not trying to do a meat substitute, but this is just lion's mane mushroom added to a dish. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and just circle that around, get that coated so we can get that brown cooked look, so that it will go ahead and have like a crisp to it. And we're going to see how that goes on. So we're just going to let that heat up and get brown as it should. And what I will do, and you see here, it's supposed to look like a texture, and I can see it's a little too close, a little blurry, but you can see that it's not just a slimy mushroom like normal mushrooms are. So I'm going to see if it can actually beat the oyster mushroom taste, because I love oyster mushroom. So we're going to see now if the lion's mane mushroom is the hype. So we're going to keep stirring that up, sauteing that lion mane mushroom around. And it does seem like it's a little more softer to me than what the oyster. This right here is the fish sauce. It's a seasoning that we use in stir fries, and it actually gives it the taste like it's at a real restaurant. So I was not mad at that at all. Again, we're going to add some garlic powder, because y'all know I love me some garlic powder. And we're going to add some more sea salt to these to season the lion's mane mushroom. And, of course, a little more black pepper. Again, the same seasoning that I always use. And we're going to stir that up and get those seasoning mixed up in there as well. And also what we're going to do is add some oyster sauce. That's also added with this as well. That completes the stir fry. It just gives it a very nice taste. It's more flavorful. It's almost like when you add your soy sauce in. There it is right there, the oyster sauce. It's just very good. It gives the oyster, well, it gives, every time I eat it, it gives it like not a soy sauce taste, but it puts you in the mind of a soy sauce. And it's just tasty. You have to get it for yourself to describe it, but it tastes good to me. And it's a little thick to come out, so I had to beat the back of the bottle to get it to come out a little bit more easier than what it should be coming out. But hey, it's coming out. It's coming. So I already know. See, there you go. So we're going to get that mixed in with it. Make sure that it's coated nicely. Every piece not left behind. So see, that's what the ending look like. To me, it's done, but we're going to see how that does. We brought the cabbage back, and now we are going to add the zucchini. I added the zucchini at the end because I don't like soggy zucchini. I like my zucchini to have just a little more texture to it, and not hard and crispy, but just enough where it doesn't fall apart when you put it on the fork. So we're going to stir that in with the cabbage and the onions and the bell pepper. Y'all can't tell me that this don't look good already. Honestly, I could just eat this just the way it is, and so can my kids. But hey, we trying something new today, so let's see what we're doing. And what I did was I had already cooked veggie noodles before that they did not finish. So hey, ain't nothing wrong with leftovers. So that's what we're gonna add as well. We're gonna add some more, what is that? Some more fish sauce to this blend, and also some more oyster sauce, just because it's not that many lion's mane mushroom, and I want this seasoning to be throughout the meal. So even if they pick out all the the lion's mane mushrooms out, because I know how my kids are, they'll pick out stuff that they like. I want all the seasoning to be on everything. So that's what we're gonna add a little more seasoning to everything and stir that up to get everything blended, because you want everything to just taste so good. So this is the veggie noodles that I was talking about. We added the veggie noodles in here. Y'all, look at this. This is it. I didn't even need no lion's mane mushroom. This thing looks so good. But we're going to go ahead and add a little more sea salt in there, because I didn't really flavor the noodles that much. So we're going to just stir that on up in there as well and get all of that looking so good, y'all. This, oh my God, I really didn't have to add nothing else. But we're going to go ahead and get that stirred up. And next, we're going to put in the lion's mane mushroom. And this actually did not take long at all to cook. The only thing that probably would have took even longer was the noodles, because you have to boil those first. But because I had already had them ready, boom, baby, we didn't even have to do that. So we're going to add the lion's mane mushroom in here, and we're going to stir it up just a little bit more to make sure that, everybody don't just be picking out the stuff. You got to be surprised when you get one in your bowl or your cup or your plate or however you're going to fix it. And there you have it. Lion's mane mushroom vegetable stir fry. Look at that. That is so beautiful. And guess what I'm finna do? Finna put some yum yum sauce on that thing. Check out the yum yum sauce. Nothing but deliciousness. Hope y'all enjoyed this video.